So many decisions. How are you, my internet family, and welcome back to my channel. And I'm doing another video with my... Are you not my boyfriend anymore? My fiance.
Oh yeah, I'm the fiance.
Fiance.
No, you're the fiance. I'm the fianceau.
I don't want to go by fiance. I want to go by wife to be. I think that sounds nicer.
So we said in the June vlog that we were going to tell you how I asked her and and how we designed the ring and the whole process of everything.
A lot of you know that we have known each other for over 10 years and we hooked up over 2 years ago. And I remember one of the first pictures you put up of us on Facebook after we kissed each other had the caption, husband and wife.
Oh, yeah.
I think even from the early days, we were kind of thinking that if we did get together, that it might go that way. Just because there'd been such a long build up to us getting together. Tell them how you proposed originally. Tell them how you did it.
Me and Melanie were always very big fans of The Simpsons. And you know how Homer proposed to Marge by using an onion ring. So I was still studying in Spain, and I think the night before I was due to fly back to Ireland, I was in the canteen and they were serving onion rings, and there was one, they were all like really big, but there was one that was really tiny and it was like perfect, and I was like, oh, I should definitely bring this home. So I wrapped it up in a napkin.
So cute.
Flew back to Ireland with
so cute and disgusting at the same time. It's like minging, but also beautiful and poetic.
Yeah, Mel came out of the toilet and...
I was sitting peeing like... I think you were naked. I think you were just completely naked. And I was just like there, mad hair all over the place. This was back when I had red hair as well. These are some of the pictures. So he got down on one knee with this onion ring that he unwrapped from this little disgusting
while Mel was
tissue.
in the bathroom, I was like rooting in my suitcase to find this onion ring that was wrapped in tissue paper.
Aww.
And then I got down on one knee and I asked you to marry me.
I started crying because I knew you were being serious, because you were like, I mean it, like you were like looking in my eyes.
I didn't have
really intensely.
Because I didn't have any money.
Aww.
So I wanted to do a Homer and say pour vous.
Pour vous.
Pour vous.
What does that mean?
For you? Any French speakers out there?
You could always ask the girl you were seeing right before me. Wasn't she French? Aw, I'm such a jealous Wellis.
What about the guy you were seeing before me?
It's nothing to do with
Half
being
them
French.
are probably subscribed to him.
After that, we told close family and close friends about the engagement, but people didn't really seem to take that seriously. So I kind of held back from talking much about it online. Like there's been little hints and things. But Thomas was insistent that he wanted to buy me a real ring, like do the whole traditional thing. And this is the thing as well, like I'm not all that traditional of a person. There are certain traditions that I really like. And I did kind of like the idea of proposing to you. But you wanted to have that special moment for me.
That was my moment.
We kind of got talking about like rings that I'd like and like the style and all, because I just have this thing. Okay, Thomas has a very unique style. He likes to buy rings with skulls and stuff on them for himself. It's his only way of letting his goth through.
I'm wearing one right now.
Oh, this has a ram's head.
Yeah, will I show them?
Yeah.
State of it. So yeah, I kind of wanted to avoid getting a ring that had a skull with like rubies as eyes or something. So I kept dropping hints and stuff because I didn't really know when he was going to get me a ring. I didn't expect anything fancy. I thought you'd literally just spend like £100 on just, you know, a temporary ring or something, but then he wanted to save up and get something that I would wear forever, but that wasn't like insanely expensive because he has a big pilot loan to pay back, you know.
There was actually, when I was saving up for that, was before I got the job with
Unidentified
I
airline.
was working with my dad in construction for months.
Yeah.
I was basically just putting away nearly all the money I was earning on the construction sites for that. So.
Aww. Blood, sweat and tears went into this ring. Anyway, so rewind to last year, and I really wanted a ring that was just one big ruby stone. So much so that came through in my first novel, If Only. This is about a woman who can glimpse parallel versions of her life, and in one of these lives she's married to the guy that she actually left in real life. And there's this paragraph that describes the original ring that I thought I wanted. I dropped my phone like a burning coal and twisted my wrist so I could see the fingers on my left hand, nail side up. Sure enough, right there on my ring finger lived two stunning rings. On top was my engagement ring. I pined over it after seeing it in a jewellery shop window back home in Dublin, and Dan had obviously made a mental note of my heavy hinting because he proposed with it just weeks later. It had a simple rose gold band with a red ruby in the middle surrounded by mini diamonds. And you know, the whole ring of diamonds thing, I guess, kind of stuck with this,
that's
but
still there.
I ended up completely just changing my mind, and I'm actually really glad we spent months thinking it out before we approached someone to design it. And that's like a big thing I kind of wanted to talk about in this video before we go into how he proposed with the ring, is the designing process.
Melanie's ring is an 18 carat white gold diamond and ruby target ring.
And yeah, I'm going to go into why we picked a target ring style. It's very Art Deco. But see the little diamonds either side of the ring. It meant a lot to me that they could end up in the final ring because they're from the engagement ring that my dad gave to my mum when they were really young. That ring was bought in Hong Kong. So the rest of this ring is all like ours. But the fact that they're included is just really nice because I wouldn't exist without them. We turned my mum's diamond into this gorgeous kind of matching pendant with rubies in around it. This pendant kind of counts as the whole something old and something new thing out of the something borrowed, something blue for the
efficient.
wedding. Yeah. And you know, it adds a bit of history to the ring to have those small diamonds in it, and it's just unreal, like knowing how old they are.
Yeah.
So the company I'm going to talk about, I just need to clarify, it is not sponsored. I know you are probably so used to seeing people go on and on about brand deals and thinking that it's a sneaky spawn or whatever, but obviously this is an engagement ring that you've saved up and bought for me. But I just loved working with the company, and we thought it was a really beautiful process of like doing it together.
It took a lot of stress off of me because I knew Mel was going to love it.
Yeah.
Because she helped design it.
Yeah.
So there was no sweaty hands when I took it out of my pocket being like, oh god, I really hope this fits.
Yeah, exactly. I just think it's such a huge weight to put on one person, and it's not just like the guy. This happens in gay relationships, lesbian relationships, you know, all kind of relationships where one person has this huge weight on them to get a ring that someone's expected to wear for the rest of their life. I say, why not just make something together? They worked with the budget to create this engagement ring and also two designer wedding bands. Well, one is a wedding band, one's kind of like an eternity ring. Is that what it's called?
That's what my mom said, yeah. And that's what a few comments have said as well.
Yeah.
It's like the wedding ring, the engagement ring, and then the third one's like an eternity ring.
Yeah. And I can kind of wear them in whatever combination. And then also this. So all of those pieces were created by Grace Diamonds, and that's an Irish like custom jewellery company set up by Grania Shoaga, and she's very well known in Ireland, isn't she, on like television and stuff.
You're just getting lost in it.
I'm lost in my... Every 10 seconds I look at my hand. I've been introducing myself to people like, hi. Those diamonds were amazing to work with. They actually donate a percentage of every payment a client makes to them to feed hungry children in South Africa, which is where Grania is based a lot of the time. Off of the business she's currently doing, she's feeding 1,000 hungry children a day, and she wants to build that up to 10,000, and it's all done through a registered non-profit. And I just think that's a really nice thing as well. And they're all certified diamonds, conflict free, which is really important. Like, that's actually how I found her, because I was googling conflict free diamond Irish jewelry makers and stuff. So she has an Instagram page where you can see a lot of the work, but even on the website you can see loads of different rings and necklaces and all that stuff that they've made.
But yeah, so this all started a good few months ago. Mel sent an email to Grania, and she was really good. She got back to us really quickly.
Really fast, yeah.
And Melanie was kind of just saying like the types of rings that she liked and how much money I managed to scrape together and what she could possibly do with that. And yeah, she was really good. Like, she got back to us with like a full email of like what they could do.
Yeah,
and then there was like the 3D designs after that.
Yeah.
To give us like So we knew exactly what we were going to get before the ring was even made.
Yeah, like look at these 3D images. They're in insane detail. So the wedding bands going around the ring, I could see how it came together. It was the same thing with the pendant and everything like that. Like after I got permission from my mum to use the ring, I then arranged to meet up with Grania in the airport, and then she took the cost of like the band of my mum's ring off of like my this thing and the wedding bands. She was just brilliant. I sent her so many examples of Target rings that I liked, and she loves Art Deco as well.
Yeah.
She even said that to you, didn't she? It's like her favourite kind of type of ring.
She was saying that this is one of her favourite pieces.
She just listened to every suggestion that I made and got back to me really quickly. Like, some people take a couple of days to get back to emails, but she would be so on the ball. So yeah, I sent her loads of images. She explained what they could and couldn't do with the budget. And my ring is mainly based off of Natalie Portman's engagement ring and the wedding bands that go around her engagement ring. So this is what hers looks like. I am obsessively infatuated with Natalie Portman, as everybody knows, and I just love her style. Natalie Portman's fella had experience as a jewellery designer, I do believe. Bands that fit around the engagement ring, I just thought it was so cool. Like, but I really wanted more of a Target design, which is a very old style of ring. And I wanted rubies in it. Remember I explained to you why I wanted rubies, what they represented.
Passionate love.
Yeah. Rubies were always supposed to represent passionate love when it came to Target rings, and they were originally given as love tokens, and each gemstone that they would incorporate would have a different meaning, you know. The first Target rings were developed in the Edwardian era. They illustrate the popular romantic sentiments of the time. The symbolic heart or bullseye shot by Cupid's arrow. This does kind of look like something you'd fire an arrow at. Also, someone pointed out it looks like Captain Marvel's shield, and I was just like...
It's Captain America's shield.
Oh yeah.
Captain Marvel doesn't have a shield.
Captain Marvel's hot! The reason I changed my mind from wanting like one of those real classic looking rings that's just one stone to wanting something that looked like this was, it was around the time when Thomas was kind of coming up on being able to look into rings and stuff, and I was just walking around Dublin and I saw this shop that sold antiques. I was trying on ruby rings because I was sending Thomas photos of me trying on these rings, and he just looked at me and he was like, see that one you're wearing? And I was like, yeah. And he was like, it's just really old fashioned for you, like they're not very in style right now, why don't you try something like this? He brought over this Target ring to me. It was a ring of rubies around the outside, and it was thousands and thousands and thousands. It was so stupidly expensive.
Oh, wow.
But that's the one I sent you a photo of.
Oh, yeah.
And I loved it. Like, it was in my dreams. It's like an eyeball. It was just floating in my dreams.
My favourite contribution was the inscription on the inside, which is Siempre, which means always in Spanish. The Spanish part because, like, we spent a lot of time in Spain for the first, like, year and a half of our relationship.
Yeah.
But also... always for the Harry Potter fans out there.
We're such nerds. It's on our fucking engagement ring. Harry Potter did very much bring us together, though. We kind of bonded over a love of Harry Potter.
Yeah, you were shocked that I like Harry Potter.
I was just shocked that you knew like every quote, even from the books. Like, you were the biggest Harry Potter nerd.
I'm a pure blood. So I got the ring off of Grania then, and then I had to figure out how to give it to Melanie. So after a few weeks...
He had for a month. Every time I was sitting on the toilet, I was expecting him to get down like he did with the onion ring in the bedroom.
I did have one night planned, but plans were changed, and they were changed by me.
Oh yeah. I organised a dinner with our friend. I was like, she's going to join us.
And I was like, oh, I'll figure something else out there. But yeah, so our mate Simon... So Simon had to enter into a photography competition so he could win a new camera. So he asked Melanie to give him a hand. So the plan was the two of them were going to go down to like the beach and stuff like that and take some photos for the photography competition. Melanie was kind of joking about how funny it would be if I asked her to marry me.
No, I was saying that was the best idea ever, but that you wouldn't think of it. And I was like, if I was proposing to you, that's what I would have done.
I wouldn't think of it.
And then he was just like, oh, well, I definitely can't do that now. And he said he'd give it to me next week because he had days off next week. So I was like, right, we're going to go away somewhere. And
yeah. I was like, oh, I'm definitely... to be fair, when I was talking to you, I was like, I can't do that now because she'll know.
Yeah.
So then I was like, right, I'll have to do it next week. And then about 2 hours later, I was just out of the shower getting ready, and I was like, but hang on, she definitely won't expect it now. So I sent Simon a text just telling him everything. And me and Simon sent Melanie out to walk in the water because it would be all cool, you know,
For
like a photo of her standing in the deep blue ocean.
The final photos of me as a non-engaged lady human being.
Oh,
looking
God.
like a big fucking
I was
idiot.
standing there taking photos of her, and Simon was taking photos of her. And yeah, so Mel was out in the water, and I hadn't actually figured out how I was going to do this and what time in the evening I was going to do it either. But when you were out there, I just turned to Simon and I was like, I could go out and kneel in the sea. Like, that'd be real romantic, wouldn't it? And he was like, yeah, that'd be class. Go do it now. That'd be so cool. And so I was like, okay, I'm going. So then when Mel was walking back in from the sea, I walked out, completely destroying me docks, walked out into the ocean, knelt down in the sea, and I pulled the ring out of my pocket, not in the box because I knew she'd see the box bulging out.
Oh yeah, I was
out of my
really
trousers.
genuinely shocked, like completely, because I hadn't done my makeup that nice. Like I just would have worn something else or done my makeup on nice if I was expecting it. Just for my own memories. But it was also so strange to have Simon there taking photos, because in my head it was never going to be caught at all, like on a photo or on video, because it would just be some random thing happening like on a trip or something. But I was so happy he did it here, because Skerries is my favourite place in the world.
Skerries Beachside.
I wrote a song called Skerries Beachside when I was a little kid. I semi-grew up on that beach. Like my grandmother always lived here, all my aunties and uncles, so I would come here on the weekends to stay with my dad, and I've really positive associations with it, and we want to settle down here and have our family here, so every time we go for a walk on the beach with our future dog and our future kids, we can be like, that's where we got engaged officially. So yeah, I was like expecting the whole like proposal, but it didn't take away from it at all. I'm really glad we went the route we did with designing the ring, and I love every minute of it, like, and I'm just so buzzing.
Aww.
Yeah, on the walk home we ran into my dad and all his friends, and I was like, and we had a nice drink by the harbour, and then my dad put up this soppy post like really late at night, and I was just crying reading it, like it was so cute. We were both crying even when we were getting, like, when you gave me the ring.
Oh yeah, because like, so I said to Simon, I was like, alright, sure, I'll go and do it now, and I went out and I knelt down in the sea, and I pulled the ring out. And it was, your face is just priceless. Because I knew, like, at that moment, you definitely weren't expecting it. And it was just because I didn't have the box. Like, there was no bulge in my trousers or anything. And I pulled it out.
Imagine you lost this, though.
I know, that's what I was really afraid of. I pulled it out and I said some nice romantic words. I said I want to spend the rest of my life with you. And then I started sobbing.
So yeah, big love to Grace Diamonds for being part of our whole journey and designing this feckin' beautiful ring. And my wedding rings. We're probably going to get your wedding ring designed with them as well, right?
Yeah, definitely. And I just like to thank Simon for being my partner in crime through everything.
Yay.
And also Paul for allowing me into the family, because I had to bring him for a pint and ask his permission for his daughter's hand in marriage.
You're so old-fashioned. I love it. I do love it. Like, I know it's all...
It was, we kind of, like, when we were sitting there, we kind of knew that, like, we were just doing it just for this, you know,
the tradition.
It's just nice, isn't it? Take the father-in-law out for a pint and have a laugh.
Getting approval.
And get his approval,
It's nice when your family
it was really
like
nice.
who you're with. I think that's really important. Like, you know,
it's not like it's not like old times where I was like asking to possess
buy
you.
me.
Yeah, it's just like, I have this much land and these many sheep. Would you like to give your daughter to me forever? It was more just, do you think I'm good enough, Dad?
He loved you.
He said, yeah.
He's loved Thomas for years, and he even, like, before we got together, he was kind of saying that one time to me. He was like, Thomas is a nice lad. He's a nice one.
And we're going to start planning the wedding probably later in the year, like closer to Christmas.
Yeah, I have a lot of stuff to do before then.
Yeah,
like, I have to write a whole nother book and make a documentary and keep uploading YouTube videos. But we kind of want to get married in June, because June is the month that we came together in 2017. So maybe next June or the following June. Who knows? But so yeah, thumbs up if you enjoyed this. Do send it to anyone you know who is considering getting engaged, just for the whole like ring design thing, because I just think it's something more people should do. I think you can save a bit of money doing it. You can also create something really unique and custom and all that. And yeah, we have to go. Thomas has been learning a song because I want him to do a duet with me on my 30th birthday next month. So thumbs up if you'd like to see a duet on YouTube. That would be real funny. I wouldn't mind uploading it onto YouTube, but I don't know if anyone would watch it because my channel is not a music channel. But yeah, just be us singing and him playing guitar. I'll see you again in another video very soon in my next monthly vlog. See more of this boy. And farewell.
Fair winds.
What?